definitely have to have thick skin, otherwise everything will get to you. Like somebody, you go into a yard and somebody says something to you, you can't go crying, like,
No.
but...
How you doing, folks? Today's video is brought to you by Autosparky.ie. Check them out online for the full range of lights to suit tractors and lorries. Look them up at www.autosparky.com. Alanna, thanks for having us.
No bother.
How long are you driving?
4 years.
And you are with Warde Groupage.
That's right, yeah.
Outside Newry.
That's us, yep.
What type of work are you doing?
Mainly groupage work, pallets and curtain siders, mostly. But it could be anything, you just don't know.
What do you love about life on the road?
I love how every day is different. I like being out and about and talking to people. I don't really like being in an office, so it's good to see different things every day. It keeps you going, you know?
Yeah.
Don't really like sitting behind a desk, wasn't for me.
No, it's not for a lot of us now.
No.
We enjoy it, we hate it, but we love it.
I do hate it. Some days are rotten, some days are great, but no, I like being on the road.
And then, what do you hate about being on the road? Is there anything you hate about it?
Bad drivers. Bad drivers, no. Sometimes it's unpredictable, like, you know, it's unpredictable in the sense that you don't know sort of when you're going to be home, you're just going with the flow of things, but it keeps it interesting, I suppose.
What has been your best experience, your most memorable experience since you started driving?
Probably when I started driving, because I thought it was going to be very daunting, you know, getting into a big lorry and just being sent out on my own, but shout out to Robbie who taught me everything I know. So
well done, Robbie, fair play to you.
Well done, Robbie. I don't know how much I do know, but whatever I do know, you taught me. So it was probably with him, like he taught me everything really, and like all the boys at Warde are all a good group, so it's probably my favourite thing.
You do seem to be a good group, and
yeah.
To be fair, any of the shows that you go to, there's always a good fleet of Warde lorries at it.
Yeah, and they're always really well turned out, like they do the rest.
I will credit you with that.
Yeah.
Everything is very well turned out.
Yeah.
You might have touched on it there in a minute ago, but what has been your most daunting experience or intimidating?
Daunting or intimidating? I think at the start, because you're just sort of sent out, like, and I suppose it's like any driving job, you're sent out and you have to learn on the go. Like, there's no real manual on how to get in and out of places. Probably the first tight spot I ever get into, and I probably cried every day trying to get out of places, but I don't cry as much anymore.
Just a little bit?
Just a wee bit, yeah.
Do you find that you're judged on sites or in yards that you go into? Or would you have the odd smart hours? Would you want me to do that for you?
At the start, yeah, but now I think because there's a lot of women driving, I don't think it's as much as a surprise when I go into yards, you know, but I don't like to see anyone doing anything better than I can, so that's why I do it, and then I like to prove people wrong anyway, so no, not so much anymore, like at the start maybe, but not anymore, no.
Okay. Do you find that you're given the same work as your male colleagues?
Ooh, touchy subject.
Is this going to open a can of worms?
Well, usually they save all the tight spaces for me, like, because, you know.
Are you saying now that lads aren't fit to do it?
No,
that's not what you're saying.
No, I'd say so, yeah. I'd say we all get the sort of same sort of stuff. I think they try and switch it up a bit. But no, like, they would send me just the same places as they would go, like.
You're one of the lads, and so?
I'm one of the lads, yeah. They don't have to wash their mouths around me. They're rough as can be.
You said there a few minutes ago about there's no manual on how to do things. At the very start, would the lads in the office have kind of put you alongside, or Would some of the lads have taken you under their wing just to show you the ropes or show you different bits and pieces?
Oh yeah. No, they were all very helpful at the start, and I was never off the phone to them asking where things were and where to go, and many's the time I got lost ringing them. So like, it's not done in that way, because I think everybody will help you, you know, when you're starting out. Like, they were very helpful to me. So
you see, them boys started out one day too. Like, none of us
Exactly.
woke up one day and knew everything there is to know, and
Yeah.
we're all still learning. Like, it is a learning process.
that's it. And like, you're somewhere new every day, so you know, we all rely on each other, like to ring for directions and ring for. So I think it's a good group. Like, as long as everyone's together, like it's like a good team, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find that you're taken seriously when you report a problem with the lorry?
Yeah, I think so. Like, usually I don't know what I'm talking about, but usually if I say it's making a noise, then it's in. Like,
She's
like,
not laying about a noise.
yeah, she's making a bit of noise there. So yeah, I think I am. Yeah.
Have you ever found that lorries have taken over your life?
Good question. Yeah, they probably do. Like, I think it's because you don't really know what you're gonna get, type of thing. It's kind of hard to plan your life, you know. If your friends or whatever wanted to meet up afterwards, you can never really tell them, yeah, I'll be there definitely, because a lot of time I would have planned things and I would have been late, you know. So yeah, it does have a knock-on effect, like, you know.
And would you find on a Saturday that you have to go in and wash the lorry, or you have to, or would that be Friday evening job?
Friday evening job. They all keep me going, because on the Friday I'm out the gate. But usually she gets washed before Monday morning.
By you or by someone?
Touch and go. Yeah, the boys are good. Like, sometimes the boys will wash the lorry for me, but no, it's usually me.
And do you feel that you have to keep the lorry clean because of the company you work for, because everything is always in pristine order with them?
No, I think like, you're in the truck 5 days a week, like, and you know, it's like your office. You spend more time in the truck than you do at home.
Yeah.
So I think, like, you need to keep it clean for your sanity too. Like, and you eat your lunch in it, and you know, you need to keep a clean work area type thing. But when you drive a nice lorry, like, you want to keep it good, and I think it's a respectful thing too to keep the lorry nice, like, you know.
Without a doubt. How has driving affected relationships?
That's my fella. He's still with me, like, but
Well, not just your fella, but in general, like with your family, do you find that you don't see them as much, or?
no. Maybe at times, like, you can't go home on time or whatever, but it's not too bad. Like, I think if they understand what you're doing and stuff. My mum used to give off to say, you know, oh, you're not home yet, like, or whatever, but overall, not really, like.
Yeah. Do you find driving hard on your mental health, or have you done in the past?
Maybe at times, see, I would get stressed easily, and I think at times if something wasn't going my way, I would let it get to me. So I'd say probably in a stressy sort of way at times, yeah. But
And how would you cope with them feelings or that stress, like?
well, over the years, I learnt to to take a step back when something's not going right. Take a step back and breathe a bit and just start again, because especially if you're in somewhere or you're on a narrow road and you meet something and you panic, it's the worst thing. Like, so you do learn over time. It's not the end of the world. If you get in, you can always get out.
Yeah, well, that's true.
You know. Well,
Do-
anyway.
Do you ever find yourself intimidated in services?
Like
When you pull up in your city, now you don't do nights out, you've done an odd one.
the odd one.
Well, you told me earlier about you were down the country.
Oh,
and
in the pub.
Yeah, like, did you find
Yeah.
that experience intimidating? Did you feel safe?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, sometimes it can be intimidating. Like, you drive into the services and there's shit ton of lorries, and 90% of them are probably men, like. But probably that one night that I lay out, it was a wee bit scary, that, you know, the boys coming out of the bar or whatever. But it hasn't really bugged me. Like, I think you have to have thick skin type thing. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you definitely do.
You definitely have to have thick skin. Otherwise, everything would get to you. Like, you go into a yard and somebody says something to you, you can't go crying. Like,
No.
But
you slept sound that night. You weren't twisting and turning, worrying that this farm was going to jump in the window, did you?
My head hit the pillow and I was gone.
Out cold.
Yeah. No.
Do you find that the services are female friendly?
The ones in the motorway are, but no, not really. Like, I think there's been a lot of I don't know how to say it, squatting in bushes over the years.
But that's all part of it.
Yeah,
It's
that's one thing. Like, you do go to the toilet outside a lot. You definitely do, because like, you'd rather go to the toilet outside and know that you're not going to get anything off.
To be
off
fair,
the toilet
like, from a male driver's point of view, like, the toilets in especially some of the distribution centres,
Oh, they're disgusting.
you wouldn't put the dog in them.
No, and the big distribution centres down south are like, it's a shared toilet, and the boys go in and I think they pee with their eyes closed. So I just have to hold it a lot of the times. That's probably one good thing, like, to think about, you know, if they were going to change anything, is that, like, you know, women services, that's a good thing, because I don't really like squatting outside, it's chilly.
That was my next question. If you could change one thing about the industry, what would it be?
Yeah, probably women's toilets.
There's nothing else you'd change about it? To make it more friendly, not just from your point of view, but in general.
To be honest, like, I have been quite lucky, I think, with being at Wards, because, like, you get your job done and you don't have to, they're not pushing you all the time, and you get your work done and that's you, and you're always home at a reasonable enough time, like, and you have your good days and your bad days, but there's not one thing in particular I'd say I could change, like.
Have Wards been fairly good to you, giving you the chance? Like, you had very little driving experience done when you started with them.
Yeah. Well, I drove the rigid for a year. You have to serve your time doing the rigid, like, and then I got my Arctic license, and I was pushing them to get me into the Arctic, and they did. They gave me a chance to go out and do short runs and stuff, and evening runs to Dublin, and I suppose I think that time everybody was going to be conscious, you know, to let a woman, I don't know even if it was just because of the woman, but like a girl, like, in, and maybe they're not going to be as good or whatever, but I have to say, like, they gave me a chance, and I just wanted to prove that I could do it, like, and they let me, and they gave me a B8. So they've been good to me.
What would you say to any girl or woman of any age watching this that is thinking about going for the licence?
What would I say?
Would you say, yeah, go for it, or stay away from it?
No, I would never say stay away from it, because I think everybody needs to experience it. Like, you know, if you have an interest in lorries, which is the main reason I got it, then definitely go for it, even if you do it for a year or 2 years or 3 years. But, like, I would never say don't do it. Always try something, because it could be your forever career. Like, I only drive part-time now, but for me, whenever I was driving full-time, it became very difficult for me to balance everything, and then I started to not enjoy it. But now that I'm doing part-time, I can get into it and I enjoy it, because I like the lorries and I like being out and about, and I look forward to getting into the lorry, you know what I mean?
You got away from the lorries before you built up a resentment for them?
Well, yeah, I was close. But, like, I think for a girl especially, like, there's things, it is different, like, as much as any woman will say, like women power, you know, it has to be the same for men and women. It's not the same. Like for a girl, for me anyway, like physically, like I know me opening them curtains in the wind, it's hard, like, you know, and maybe if I was a couple of feet taller and I was stronger, it would be easier for me. You know?
But without everyone going mad, like there's men stronger than women and there's women stronger than men. Like they all do balance out.
Oh yeah. I suppose it just depends on the person, like, you know, but no, I would say go for it.
And the services on the road, do you find that they're geared towards truckers, or is it kind of grab and go convenience? How have you managed your diet, we'll say, around driving?
Well, I would be quite like health conscious, to be fair, but like some days I did forget to bring stuff and I would go into the services, but it's mostly like sandwiches and like that wouldn't do me. But most of the time I brought lunch with me, but the boys will tell you I did put on weight while I was driving.
I think we all did. We're all guilty of that.
I did, and then I was in yesterday and they told me I'd lost weight, so it must have been the effect of going part-time. But no, I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like, truckers are this theory they all have unhealthy diets and stuff.
So we do, like it's you grab and you go when you get your breaks when you're tipping, and you know, you don't want you're constantly fighting the clock, you're constantly fighting traffic.
Yeah.
You know, if you take your half an hour here, you're going to get stuck in traffic up there because you're going to be hitting up there at a certain time. Like, so yeah.
I know, you're near eating on the go all the time. Like,
well, I know I am.
I am too. Like, what did I get this morning? I stopped at the shop this morning actually, and I got a coffee and a wee pot of overnight oats. You know, the wee apple ones. So I try and be healthy, like, because I don't want like.
Had no sausage or jam buns, no?
A jumbo breakfast roll. No, I didn't get a jumbo breakfast roll this morning. No. A lot of the boys would stop up at Barney's there.
Oh, like, you can't pass it, like.
I know you can't, but geez, a lot of the mornings they go there and they get the big sodas, like. You partial to a soda?
Nah, they had an odd one now. They're not show, no.
We bet all I'm gonna say. No, it's like anything. It's supposed to like any job too. Like, you just have to manage it. But bringing lunch is definitely the answer, because if you brought lunch, you're not going to waste it. Although you do be tempted to go into the services at times.
You've brought lunch and still went into the services?
Yeah, wee cheeky chocolate bar.
But it's the cost of it. It's like living on the road now has gone that much dearer.
Yeah. And I suppose if you're lying out, like, you get a wee bit of extra, but sure, that wouldn't cover your.
Not at all. You go in somewhere now for dinner and you have a pint, it's 20 quid, like.
Yeah. I suppose if you have a pint, like.
You need a pint. Busy day, stressful day. You need to relax and unwind.
I know, that's true, like. No, bring lunch and then you're not tempted. Stick to it. Do you know what it was for me? It was the sitting down all the time. You know, if you're sitting down all day, and then I looked at my watch when I got home and I had like 500 steps. You know, some days were better than others, like if I was out and about doing groupage and doing different drops all day, but I wasn't getting any exercise. That type of thing.
Yeah.
You know. But it comes with it, like.
Do you miss the driving? I know you said there that you were building up a resentment again, you're kind of getting fed up of it, but could you see yourself ever saying, no, I ain't going back driving?
Well, when I go back into the old lorry, I do miss her, like. I do miss her, and I think they'd probably have me back in the morning, but I could probably, but I don't think full time. No. I enjoy coming out and doing the odd day here and there and doing that sort of thing, but who knows? You don't know.
You never know what's around the corner.
You never know, yeah.
Some of the questions that I've been asked, I put it out to a few of my male friends so they know that I'm doing this or whatever. And one of the lads asked me, to ask this question, so this isn't coming from me.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, don't blame me. Don't blow the comments up. Do some females get the license to seek male validation or to get attention?
I'd say, oh God, am I going to get hate for this? Someone going to...
We're all going to get hit at
Cancel
some
me.
point, so just keep going.
I think, yes. I think so. I think in the past couple of years, when I got my test about 4 years ago, that's when maybe there wasn't a lot of women drivers.
That would have been COVID, would it?
Yeah, maybe just after or before. I can't remember. Well, it's not a full 4 years yet, but anyway, and at that time I don't think there was a lot. But then after, it's sort of, whenever people started going on TikTok and stuff and doing videos of women driving, and then it sort of became like a trend, I think. And then I think it just blew up, and now there's loads of women drivers. But I think, if you scroll down through my TikTok anyway, there's copious amounts of videos of girls driving, and they're done up to the nines. And maybe that is for attention, I don't know, or maybe they just enjoy it, more power to them. But I think some of it can be maybe to prove to men that they can do it.
Yeah.
Or prove that they're just as good, or maybe they just enjoy it. So I think there is a wee bit of attention that some people like from it.
Speaking of TikTok, you're doing fairly well on TikTok there at the minute.
Yeah, I know.
Is that a touchy subject?
It's not too bad. I need to get back onto it, but
well, that's where I came across you, was on TikTok.
Yeah.
Again, that's a lot of the people that I'm doing this series with would have been over TikTok and social media.
Do you know, I just started doing it because I was maybe sitting on a bay and you'd scroll through your phone that many times, and I was always on it, but I never made any videos, and then I just started posting a lorry on it, and then it was just something fun to do, but I never took it that serious, but it's good, because I think you meet a lot of other people. I have had a lot of women drivers, message me and ask me questions, or I could ask them stuff as well, and then you go to the shows and you see them, so it's good crack.
Is there a little community of women drivers that kind of help each other out? Put up that window a wee bit there.
It's funny because I don't have any women truck driver friends, and I always said I would like to, but I haven't met any yet in person. I was the only girl ever drove for Wards, still am. But I do know, I do have people on Snapchat that I would talk to or see on the road and stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think on TikTok there is a group, that group of girls who always post and support each other, and which is good,
Alanna, thanks for having me up, and it's great to see the women still driving away.
Yeah, no bother. Good to have you.
And the best of luck with your future ventures, whether it be in the office or in the lorries.
Thanks very much.